I don't know why it says sorts. I don't know if that's a thing to avoid the copyright issues, but okay, Philippine Sports Stadium. Good day everyone, this is Jason914 and I am back with some more Minecraft maps. So today I'm going to cover some Pinoy sporting venues. So these were maps that were submitted to AdoboCraft before when we had a contest, and I was one of the judges of that contest, so I had access to the maps. I'm not going to show you all of the maps that we had, but in this one, we'll just focus on some of the best that I found among the map. Okay, so let's get going. Okay, let's begin with this one. You might recognize what this is. This is actually the MOA Arena. This is not an identical representation of it. We asked them to build a map that can also be used as something in the server for Minecraft events. So it says Mart of Asia Arena in here for the reason that we were afraid of copyright issues, and thus we didn't want to use SM Mall of Asia. We went with Mart of Asia and Coral Way. That's the actual name of the street, I think. And so we used Coral Way, but definitely to avoid copyright issues, we used Mart of Asia. And then you can go inside. Inside, as I said, it's not meant to represent a basketball arena for the reason that it's meant to be used in the server for Spleef and other Minecraft events like PvP. So it is a Spleef arena in the inside, but obviously in real life, Mall of Asia Arena is a multi-purpose venue that could be used for concerts, for basketball events such as UAAP, and so on. But regardless, even if it's not identical to the arena indoors, at least outdoors, it kind of reminds you of something very iconic in that, that eye-shaped structure that the Mo Arena is very famous for. Yeah, at least this one represents that very well. Okay, so this is Mall of Asia Arena. Let's go to the next one. Okay, this one, it's not really something that's well-known nationally, but if you're within Marikina, you would probably recognize this one because this is a representation of the Marikina Sports Complex. Marikina Sports Complex is obviously in the center of Marikina. It's really a track oval in the middle, but it's a sports complex. You will be able to see that it also has some basketball courts and volleyball courts in between the stands and the actual field. Okay, so it's an interesting mix. And one thing I liked about this Marikina Sports Complex recreation is, although it's not to scale, the guy made the effort and made it realistic in that he put stalls on the side. This is something that you would actually see in the real life Marikina Sports Complex. Okay, so you even have this central fountain here. I'm not sure if what this is supposed to be. I think this is the building that's supposed to be in front of the Marikina Sports Complex, but because our build just focused on the arena, he didn't complete it anymore. He just put it there just to show us that that's what it's supposed to be neighboring in real life. Okay, so there we go. Some fine details here. Again, it's a Spleef arena, that's why there's floating stuff in there. There's even this very nice representation of bathrooms. Very authentic. Even the toilet, look at that. Okay, this is the toilet. It has that cover that goes like that, and then you have this flushing mechanism, and then you have this sink. I really love the detail in the interiors of this build. Okay, I think this didn't win. I like the look of it, but at the end of the day, we want it to be a little bit to scale, and if you notice, this is nowhere near long enough when you count the length of the entire stadium. So regardless, it was still a really good effort, and definitely if you're from Marikina, I think this is something that you could expand in the future to be a bit more exactly to the detail of Marikina Sports Complex. Okay, now let's move on to the next. Okay, so this one is a recreation of the Philippine Arena. Now, there are actually two recreations of the Philippine Arena that I found here, but this is one that it doesn't have the very famous red sides that the Philippine Arena has, but at least it was able to incorporate this sign that says Philippine Arena. Now, if you go inside, it's actually cool how you go inside because it's really designed to be a Spleef arena. So all you have to do, I think, is click to play. And there you go, you're already teleported right in the middle. It uses command blocks, which is good. AdoboCraft obviously is the server, and it has walls all along just so that you wouldn't accidentally leave the Spleef arena while this is all ongoing. Okay, so that's the interiors. Again, definitely this was built to be a Spleef arena. It's just meant to have the look of the Philippine Arena, but it's not meant to be an accurate representation of the Philippine Arena in itself. Okay, let's go outside. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm now outside the Spleef Arena again. Let's take a look at the outside because as you could see, look at the detail. in the way that the build is assembled as such. Okay, this is what I look for in builds before. Whenever we have building contests, we want to make sure that it's not like full walls. We want to see a lot of the details. So all of these structures that support the roof of the building, all of these lines on the sides. So when you're trying to build something in Minecraft, always try to account for these little details because they just make the build really pop out, as you could see. Okay, so this is one Philippine Arena, so I'm going to go to the other one. Okay, so this is the other one, and this is actually the one I think that won the contest in itself. Okay, so this one won, I think, primarily because it actually got the red details around, and instead of the metal effect, it went for wood. If you go inside, you could see a lot of the detail that went in it. So it even has the shovels, which is cool, this floating thing, but this is why it won. Look at that. Look at the detail that you can find inside this arena. I mean, it just looks like the Philippine Arena outside, but inside, wow. Now that's what we look for in the build. So this won, I think, primarily because of the incredible detail that this guy put on the inside. The objective of this contest was ultimately not really the most accurate representation of the sports stadium, but the one that's functional and just takes the essence of the whole theme and then incorporates it into something that they have on their own, which is this Spleef Arena. Okay, I'm gonna look at the outside because like the other Philippine Arena build, it has a lot of detail. I like these. There's even horses out here. I think this is meant to be like a restaurant. Yeah, some bars. Okay, so there's even that. It's like a chemistry set, but it's actually just meant to represent the drinks of the bars of the sports stadium, so you could go around. AC stands for AdoboCraft, by the way. I really miss that server. And speaking of Philippine sports stadiums, we have another Philippine sports stadium right here. The interesting thing here is the Philippine Arena is the one that's well known because it's the dome complex. It's the one that's got 50,000 in terms of seating capacity, but it's the Philippine Sports Stadium, the football field, that's actually a bit bigger. Okay, this is the one I've been to. I haven't been to the Philippine Arena inside, but I've been to the Philippine Sports Stadium already watching the Azkals play against Indonesia in the Southeast Asian Football Tournament. Yeah, it's a proper football stadium. A little bit off scale in terms of the football field. That looks more like a futsal court, but the one thing I really appreciate about this build would be this. So these are armor stands, and the interesting thing here is you could actually use the give command in Minecraft so that you could shape the armor stand in any pose. So for example, this guy playing football, a goalkeeper, you could get him to do that and then just pretend to be a goalie. And that's what he did here. He made them wear different uniforms and then put Minecraft skinheads on them. So look at that. Goalkeeper going like this. Then you have here defenders. They're jostling for the ball here, so striker would be something that goes like that, trying to block off the people. He even got a skin that looks like a proper football. Okay, he's going for an overhead kick here, or not really an overhead kick, more of a volley, where he's really airborne and just going for it and just hoping that the keeper won't save. And there's even a substitutes bench. So even if it's not to scale, the one that I appreciated about this build the most would be the detail and the effort that he went through to even get, look, fans in the stadium, then you have the players, the subs. Yeah, this one was really a well done build. Okay, if it were built to scale, this probably could have won the entire thing. Okay, it's properly labeled here now, Philippine Sports Stad. So nawala yung IUM. Okay, if I can look inside, yeah, they even have the lounges over there. Okay, so that's the Philippine Sports Stadium. Let's look at some more builds. Okay, so this one over here, it's a little bit more realistic. So there are some that went for the Spleef Arena, but this one tried to be realistic. And if you go outside, you'll probably see what this thing is. Because if you're from Bicol, this one might be familiar, and this is actually the Albay Astrodome. It's a stadium or a sports gymnasium that you can find in Albay. It's in the Bicol region. It doesn't have the AC in real life, but the thing is, the AC was meant to represent AdoboCraft anyway. And the thing I liked about this is actually the spawn point, okay? So very clever detail by the builders is that when you spawn into this map, you'll actually end up here, and then you could walk out of the jeepney. This is a jeepney, and then you're in the stadium in itself. The one thing I wish that he did though was to put the entrance somewhere here, but at the very least, he was able to recreate the actual look of the stadium in Albay. So in terms of replication, I think this is the winner here. It's a basketball court. There's even glass. This glass looks good on ice. Interesting, but the ice melts. Yeah. One of the things in Minecraft before was ice was actually more popular than glass when it came to modern windows. Okay, but the problem is ice would melt, especially because you wanted to light up your place and put glowstone. So that's why he ended up putting stained glass, which is also pretty cool. Okay, so that's the Albay Astrodome. Let's look at other stuff. Okay, this one isn't really a real-life Philippine sports stadium, but he put it in anyway because the main thing about this build is that I think this guy is an architecture student, if I'm not mistaken, and he just got a Filipino theme and made a stadium that's an original design, and that's in terms of originality, definitely look at that. It kind of looks like the Sydney Opera House, but I think he called this the Kawayan Stadium because of all the wood details. So if you look at the modern airports that they're putting up in Cebu, in Clark, the way that there are lots of triangular stuff and then it's all made of wood, I think this is along the same lines of that. If in the future we could invest in something like this, maybe this can become a reality, you know. That would be cool though if we have this in real life, or in some billionaire guy wants to build a sports stadium somewhere and decides to look at an old Minecraft creation and then bases it off that. There's the entrance. It's not even... That's the thing about this. Most players, myself included, we are OCD when it comes to symmetry. And that's why entrances like this that are not perfectly central, the one that's not obvious, it's hard for me to build that. But I really credit the guy for making this a reality here. So he was able to put some sports bars, which is cool. And then some decorations. And then over here you have some... I believe these are armor stands that represent the uniforms that players would wear or something. There's even a library here. Okay, but let's try to go inside. So this is the actual Spleef Arena. And yeah, as you can see, these are meant to be screens that are bent in this way. Okay, so that the fans could watch over here. Yeah, it's really nice. If you're a billionaire and you happen to watch this video, this one would be a really good inspiration for a future Philippine Stadium real-life build. Okay, I'm going to go to my last one now. Okay, so for the grand finale, I thought I'd start indoors because this is where you could really kind of tell where this thing is. This stadium over here, you might recognize it, especially if you study at the school where this is based. This is the UST Quadricentennial Pavilion, okay? The Quad Pav, the one that... So UST put up this new Quad Pav when they celebrated their 400th year of existence. So one of the major projects that they put up would be this brand new gymnasium, which looks really cool. You have some screens in the middle, the scoreboards, okay? And you have some stands, and obviously, being UST, they try to adhere to the colors of the school, which is yellow or gold. Outside, they didn't really go for the exact replication. We could go to the outside. It's actually confusing how you go outdoors, but let's try it anyway. Okay, so automatic doors there, really nice. Okay, there you go. So this is the ticket booth, and then this is the outdoors. Definitely, they took elements of this arena, but in terms of the color scheme, I think they went for something a little bit more attractive because, again, our goal here was not an identical replication, but more of take the essence and then use that as inspiration. But you could see all the detail, the up and down here, the modern bits on the sides. Yeah, this is definitely the UST Quad Pav, and I hope I could visit it in real life because when I saw the pictures when this thing came out or when UST celebrated their anniversary, this looked really cool. Okay, so I think I could end with that. Those were just a few of the sports stadiums that we managed to build in AdoboCraft before during the Gawang Pinoy contest. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys were inspired in your own sports stadium builds. When you do build in the future, you would always think Philippines. Take the Philippine theme, take inspiration from what you have around you, and then make it your own, something like this, okay? So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't. And as always, because I recorded this in quarantine, please stay at home, stay safe, and always take all the necessary precautions. And may we see each other when all of this is over. Bye-bye.